All right, let's take a look at this and see what y'all think here. So Joe Biden got into a little bit of hot water recently because he is not doing what he's saying he's going to do. This particular article has to do with his immigration policies. So here, let's back up here and take a look at what he said he was going to do. And then we'll follow up here with this article, which is not being heavily reported on. You'd think people would jump all over this and point out his hypocrisy, but I haven't seen it very much. So let's take a look here. Ooh, good screenshot, Joe. Yikes.
And some of you are going to get mad at me with this, but nobody is going to be deported in my first 100 days until we get through the point that we find out the only rationale for deportation will be whether or not you've committed a felony while in the country. By the way, nobody.
Okay, so that was his promise on the campaign trail that he wasn't going to deport anybody unless you committed a felony while you were here in America. The Biden administration has deported several hundred immigrants since taking power of the federal government. Okay, those deportations are ongoing. On Thursday, Homeland Security formally backtracked from President Joe Biden's pledge to halt deportation in his first 100 days in office. Okay. Because of the claims that Joe Biden was making, the goals on deportation that he was presenting there in the campaign trail, ICE, the Border Patrol organization that kind of controls the immigration of illegals and border jumping and those kinds of things. They had a lot to say about that. They were not happy with any of that. So basically what happened is after Biden got in power and the powers that be with Homeland Security and the ICE organization, he folded. He folded and just kind of backtracked on what he said he was going to do. And it's basically exactly what it was under Trump. It's basically, here is what the memo is now, based on what he said versus now, This memo, ICE, is directed to focus on 3 tiers of enforcement and removal. 1, undocumented immigrants who are deemed to be or who are suspected of being a national security threat, undocumented immigrants who entered or attempted to enter the country on or after November 1st, 2020, and undocumented immigrants convicted of certain felony or gang-related offenses. Under Trump, enforcement priorities all but vanished as ICE was essentially given carte blanche and encouraged to deport as many undocumented immigrants as the agency saw fit. There are also few key differences between Biden's enforcement priorities and those under Obama. Whereas Biden's crime-focused deportation guidance calls for the deportation of those with aggravated felonies. Obama called for deportation of people with significant misdemeanors as the baseline. Sounds like semantics there. The memo is a disappointing step backwards from the Biden administration's earlier comments to fully break from the harmful deportation practices both Trump and Obama from the Trump and Obama presidencies. So the ACLU is pissed off about that because Joe Biden, he might as well be O'Biden, but he backtracked and it's exactly the same as Trump and Obama. And, he didn't do what he said he was going to do. And right now, the liberals are mad because he's not keeping his promise of dialing down the deportation. And I'm surprised. Like, I imagine conservatives are probably like, yeah, that's right. Keep it going. Throw them out. But nobody will give... no conservative is saying, yes, I think Joe Biden is being very reasonable on this issue. Yeah, no, there's no warm and fuzzies. Like, even though he is towing the fucking party line, just changing as a politician, changing his tone, his rhetoric, his goals willy-nilly, like a politician does, So now instead of, just keeping his word and his constituents happy, he's pissing the people off who put him in office, and the people that he's accommodating couldn't care less. So I don't know. This is not getting enough attention, I feel like. People should be paying attention regardless of what side of the political aisle you're on, right? He got caught changing his mind, and not a lot of people are talking about it. This guy is Colin Clambacker. So I'm going to link to the article if you want to read it. I think it's fascinating, and it's worth a read. So it's kind of long, but I think it's worth a read. Come on, Joe. You're shitting the bed already, buddy. But now more conservatives will like you. But they won't admit it. Dirty. Filthy. Mucky.